Welcome back to Easy English Talk podcast.
Imagine walking into a room anywhere in the world and being able to connect with almost anyone there. That feeling of confidence, of possibility, of not being left out. That's what we're talking about today. Welcome to Easy English Talk podcast. I'm Ryan, and with me as always is Priya. Today we are discussing 7 benefits of learning English.
Hey everyone, glad you're here. And Ryan, you started with something powerful there, because connection is really what this is all about, isn't it?
Exactly. And here's why this matters to you right now. If you've ever felt stuck professionally, limited in your travels, or frustrated trying to access information online, English is the key that unlocks those doors. By the end of this conversation, you'll understand exactly how learning English changes your life in 7 specific, practical ways.
And we're not talking about vague benefits here. We're talking about real opportunities that affect your career, your relationships, your personal growth, things you can use starting today.
So let's start with the reality many people face. Why do so many adults struggle to make progress with English? What's the real problem here?
Well, I think the biggest issue is that people see English as just another subject to study. They treat it like history or math, something you memorize and test on. But language doesn't work that way.
Right, and that creates frustration. People spend months or even years studying grammar rules, but when they need to actually speak, they freeze. They can't turn that knowledge into conversation.
Exactly. And there's another problem too. Many learners don't see the immediate value. They're learning English because someone told them they should, not because they understand how it will change their life.
That's huge. Without a clear reason, motivation dies quickly. You need to know what you're working toward. And that's exactly what we want to give you today.
So let's dive into the first major benefit. English opens up career opportunities that simply don't exist otherwise. Think about the global job market for a moment.
Most international companies use English as their working language. If you want to work for a tech company, a multinational corporation, or even a startup with global ambitions, English is essential. It's not optional anymore.
And it's not just about getting hired. English affects how far you can grow in your career. Promotions often go to people who can communicate with international teams, present to global clients, or participate in company-wide meetings.
I've seen this personally. 2 equally talented people, but one speaks English well. That person gets chosen to lead the new project with the American office. The other person, no matter how skilled, stays in a local role.
It's frustrating, but it's reality. And here's something interesting. English also gives you access to better resources for professional development. Most online courses, industry research, and professional networks operate in English.
So if you're in engineering, medicine, business, or any technical field, the best and most current information is usually in English first. Sometimes it's the only language that information exists in. You're literally cutting yourself off from knowledge if you don't speak it.
And let's talk money for a second. Studies show that English speakers in non-English speaking countries often earn significantly more than their peers. We're talking about 20 to 30% higher salaries in some industries.
That's not a small difference. That's life-changing income. It affects where you can live, how you support your family, what opportunities you can give your children, all from one skill.
So career opportunity is benefit number 1. But there's a second benefit that's equally powerful. English dramatically expands your access to education.
Let's break this down. The world's top universities, MIT, Stanford, Oxford, Cambridge, most of them teach primarily in English. If you want access to elite education, you need English.
But it's bigger than just formal university classrooms. Think about online education, which has exploded in recent years. Platforms like Coursera, edX, Khan Academy, they're mostly in English.
You can learn almost anything for free or cheap online now. Computer programming, data science, marketing, photography, whatever interests you. But most of that content is in English.
And here's what people miss. It's not just about structured courses. English gives you access to tutorials, forums, documentation, communities. When you're stuck on a problem, the solution is probably explained somewhere online in English.
I love this example. Say you're learning to code and you hit an error. You search for help. 90% of the solutions on Stack Overflow or GitHub are in English. Without English, you're working with maybe 10% of the available help.
That's such a good point. And education isn't just formal learning. It's podcasts, YouTube videos, TED Talks, documentaries, all the ways curious people learn throughout their lives.
Most of the world's knowledge and conversation happens in English. That's not being arrogant. It's just the current reality. English became the internet's primary language, so that's where ideas spread fastest.
Which brings us to benefit number 3. English connects you to a massive global community. Let me explain what I mean by this.
When you speak English, you can suddenly communicate with billions of people. Not just native speakers, but other English learners from Japan, Brazil, Egypt, everywhere. It becomes a common language.
This is incredible for making friends, finding collaborators, joining communities around your interests. Love photography? Join an English-speaking photography forum and learn from experts worldwide. Interested in fitness? Access coaching and advice from the best trainers globally.
And this isn't abstract. Real friendships form this way. I know people who met their business partners, their creative collaborators, even their romantic partners through English language communities online. Connections that changed their lives.
Plus, English lets you participate in global conversations. Social media, comment sections, international forums. You're not just watching from the sidelines. You can contribute, share your perspective, be part of the discussion.
There's something powerful about that. Your voice matters. Your ideas can reach people. Your culture can be shared. But only if you can communicate in a language others understand.
And honestly, this global connection thing works both ways. You learn from others, but you also teach. You become a bridge between your culture and the wider world.
Beautiful point. Now, let's talk about benefit number 4, travel. English makes traveling so much easier and more meaningful. And I'm not just talking about asking for directions.
Right, it's deeper than that. When you travel with English, you can have real conversations with locals. You understand their stories, their recommendations, their perspectives.
Without English, you're often limited to tourist spots where everything is translated. With English, you can go anywhere because English is spoken as a second language in most countries. Hotels, restaurants, airports, train stations, someone there speaks English.
And think about unexpected situations. Your flight gets canceled.
When you speak English, you can suddenly communicate with billions of people. Not just native speakers, but other English learners from Japan, Brazil, Egypt, everywhere. It becomes a common language.
This is incredible for making friends, finding collaborators, joining communities around your interests. Love photography? Join an English-speaking photography forum and learn from experts worldwide. Interested in fitness? Access coaching and advice from the best trainers globally.
And this isn't abstract. Real friendships form this way. I know people who met their business partners, their creative collaborators, even their romantic partners through English language communities online. Connections that changed their lives.
Plus, English lets you participate in global conversations. Social media, comment sections, international forums. You're not just watching from the sidelines. You can contribute, share your perspective, be part of the discussion.
There's something powerful about that. Your voice matters. Your ideas can reach people. Your culture can be shared. But only if you can communicate in a language others understand.
And honestly, this global connection thing works both ways. You learn from others, but you also teach. You become a bridge between your culture and the wider world.
Beautiful point. Now, let's talk about benefit number 4, travel. English makes traveling so much easier and more meaningful. And I'm not just talking about asking for directions.
Right, it's deeper than that. When you travel with English, you can have real conversations with locals. You understand their stories, their recommendations, their perspectives.
Without English, you're often limited to tourist spots where everything is translated. With English, you can go anywhere because English is spoken as a second language in most countries. Hotels, restaurants, airports, train stations, someone there speaks English.
And think about unexpected situations. Your flight gets canceled, you need to find a doctor, something goes wrong. English gives you the ability to solve problems, stay safe, and handle emergencies.
This is a confidence thing too. People who speak English travel more adventurously. They're willing to explore, try new things, go off the beaten path.
I've noticed that. And here's another aspect. English lets you enjoy travel content before and after your trips. Travel blogs, YouTube channels, reviews, guidebooks, mostly in English.
You can research destinations better, plan more effectively, and learn from other travelers' experiences. Then after your trip, you can share your own experiences with a global audience. Your travel stories can inspire others.
So travel is benefit 4. Now let's move to something really practical. Benefit number 5 is access to entertainment and culture. And this one is huge.
Think about movies and TV shows. Hollywood produces most of the world's entertainment content, and it's in English. Yes, you can watch with subtitles, but you miss so much.
The humor, the wordplay, the cultural references, the emotional tone. Subtitles give you the basic meaning, but they can't capture everything. When you understand English directly, entertainment becomes richer.
And it's not just Hollywood. British TV, Australian shows, Canadian productions, Indian English language content, there's incredible variety. Shows like The Office, Breaking Bad, The Crown, you experience them differently in English.
Music, too. Most popular music worldwide is in English. When you understand the lyrics, songs mean more. You connect with the artist's message, not just the melody.
Books are another world entirely. The biggest publishing market is English language books. Fiction, nonfiction, self-help, business, whatever you're interested in, there's more available in English.
And many books never get translated, or if they do, it takes years. English readers get access immediately to the latest ideas, stories, and research.
Gaming is worth mentioning here too. Most video games, online gaming communities, game guides, they're in English. If you're a gamer, English opens up multiplayer experiences and helps you connect with other players.
So cultural access is massive. You're not waiting for translations, you're not missing context, you're part of the global conversation as it happens.
Benefit number 6 gets into something more personal. English helps with cognitive development and mental flexibility. Learning any language is good for your brain, but English has unique advantages.
Studies show that bilingual people have better memory, improved problem-solving skills, and even delay cognitive decline as they age. Your brain literally works differently when you know multiple languages. It becomes more adaptable.
And here's what's interesting about English specifically. Because it's so widely used, you get constant practice and exposure. Your brain stays active with the language every day through media, work, or online content.
English also forces you to think about communication differently. You learn to express ideas in new ways. Find different words for the same concept. That mental flexibility transfers to other areas of life.
I've noticed that language learners often become better communicators overall. They think more carefully about clarity, about how their message lands. Because they've struggled to understand and be understood, they value clear communication.
And confidence grows too. When you successfully navigate a conversation in a second language, you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. That confidence spills over into other difficult tasks.
So cognitive benefits are real and lasting. Now, let's talk about the 7th benefit, which ties everything together. English increases your personal independence and self-reliance.
This is something people don't talk about enough. When you depend on others to translate, explain, or handle English situations for you, you lose a degree of control. English gives you that control back.
Think about practical situations. Reading contracts, understanding medical information, navigating bureaucracy, handling legal documents. If these things are in English and you can't read them, you're vulnerable.
You have to trust someone else's interpretation, and even with the best intentions, things get lost in translation. Nuance, details, options you didn't know existed.
With English, you can do your own research. You can read the source material yourself, form your own opinions, and make your own decisions. That's freedom.
It's also about digital independence. Most software, apps, and online tools default to English. When you understand English, you can troubleshoot problems yourself, explore features, customize things to your needs.
I see this with older adults especially. They feel intimidated by technology partly because the language is a barrier. English removes that barrier and makes technology accessible.
And let's not forget financial independence. Understanding English means you can access international banking, investment platforms, financial news. You're not limited to what's available in your local language.
So, those are 7 clear benefits: career opportunities, educational access, global community, easier travel, cultural engagement, cognitive development, and personal independence. Each one individually is valuable. Together, they're transformative.
But here's the thing, Ryan. Knowing these benefits doesn't automatically make learning English easier. So how do people actually start making progress?
Great question. And I think the first step is changing your relationship with mistakes. Most people are terrified of making errors when they speak English. That fear paralyzes them.
Oh, absolutely. They stay silent because they're worried about saying something wrong. But here's the truth. Mistakes are how you'll learn. Every fluent English speaker made thousands of mistakes getting there.
Native speakers make mistakes too, by the way. We mix up words, forget grammar rules, create sentences that don't quite work. Language is messy, and that's okay.
So give yourself permission to be imperfect. The goal isn't perfect English, it's effective communication. If people understand you, you succeeded.
Next, use English in your daily life, even in small ways. Change your phone settings to English. Watch one show in English each week.
Read articles about topics you already enjoy, but in English. If you love cooking, read English recipes. If you follow sports, read English sports news.
This is smart because you already know the context. You're not learning English and new information at the same time. The familiar topic helps you understand the language.
Another powerful strategy is talking to yourself in English. This sounds silly, but it works. Describe what you're doing as you do it.
I'm making coffee. I need to boil water. The cup is on the counter. Simple narration like that builds fluency. You practice forming sentences without pressure or judgment.
And when you're ready, find conversation partners. Language exchange apps, online communities, local meetups. Speaking with real people is completely different from studying alone.
It forces you to think quickly, respond naturally, handle unexpected questions. That's where real fluency develops. Books and apps can only take you so far.
But here's something important. Be strategic about what you study. Don't try to memorize every word in the dictionary. Focus on the most common words and phrases first.
Research shows that knowing the top 1,000 English words covers about 85% of everyday conversation. Start there. Master the basics before worrying about rare vocabulary.
And grammar, yes, you need some grammar knowledge, but you don't need to be a grammar expert to communicate well. Focus on the patterns that appear most often.
Children learn languages by hearing patterns and copying them. Adults can do the same thing. Listen to how native speakers form sentences, then practice those patterns yourself.
Consistency matters more than intensity, too. Studying English for 20 minutes every single day is better than studying for 3 hours once a week. Your brain needs regular exposure.
Think of it like exercise. You can't get fit by going to the gym once a month for 5 hours. You need regular, consistent practice.
Now, let's get more specific about those 7 benefits. Let's explore each one deeper so you can really understand the opportunities. Starting with career benefits, what does this actually look like in practice?
Okay, so imagine you work in marketing. With English, you can suddenly apply for jobs at international agencies, work with global brands, manage campaigns across multiple countries. Your market value increases immediately.
Or say you're in IT or software development. Most programming languages use English keywords. Documentation is in English, error messages are in English, the entire developer community communicates in English.
If you're stuck debugging code, the answer exists somewhere online, but 99% of the time it's in English. Without English, you're solving problems the hard way.
And remote work, which became huge recently. English opens up remote positions with companies anywhere in the world. You can live in your country but earn a salary from a company in the US, UK, or Australia.
That's a game changer economically. You get paid in stronger currencies while living somewhere with lower costs. Your purchasing power multiplies.
Even in traditional industries like healthcare or law, English matters. Medical research is published in English. International legal frameworks use English.
Doctors who speak English can collaborate with specialists worldwide, access the latest treatment protocols, attend international conferences. They become better doctors because they can learn from the global medical community. Same with lawyers working on international cases or corporate law.
So, career-wise, English isn't just nice to have, it's the difference between local opportunities and global ones, between limited growth and unlimited potential.
Now, education. Let's dig deeper there. We mentioned online courses earlier, but the scope is incredible. You can get a degree from a top university without leaving your home.
Many universities now offer online programs in English, master's degrees, certificates, professional courses. The same education that once required moving to another country is now accessible from your laptop.
And scholarships. Most international scholarships require English proficiency. If you want to study abroad with financial support, English is the gateway. Without it, you're excluded from most opportunities.
Here's another angle. English gives you the ability to verify information. In today's world, misinformation spreads fast. When you can read English sources directly, you're less dependent on translated or secondhand information.
You can fact-check things yourself, read multiple perspectives, compare sources, form your own conclusions. That's educational empowerment.
Academic papers, scientific journals, nearly all published in English. If you're curious about climate change, medical treatments, economic trends, the primary research is in English. You can go straight to the source.
And let's talk about the global community benefit more. This one's deeply human. English allows you to build friendships across cultures.
I think people underestimate how meaningful these connections can be. When you meet someone from another country and you can actually talk, share stories, laugh together, that's special. It breaks down stereotypes and builds empathy.
The internet makes this possible in ways that weren't imaginable before. You can join a book club with people from 6 different countries, collaborate on a project with someone from across the world.
Or just have someone to talk to who gets you. Maybe you have a unique hobby or interest that nobody in your local area shares. In an English-speaking online community, you can find your people.
And professionally, networking becomes global. LinkedIn, industry forums, professional conferences, they all run primarily in English. Your professional network can span continents.
Think about mentorship, too. With English, you can learn directly from leaders in your field, no matter where they are. You can reach out, ask questions, build relationships with people you admire.
I've seen careers completely change because someone connected with the right mentor through English. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. Opportunities come from relationships.
So community and connection are profound benefits. Now, travel. We touched on this, but let's get practical. What changes when you travel with English?
Everything feels less stressful, honestly. Airports, hotels, transportation, all easier when you can communicate. You can ask questions, solve problems, understand announcements.
But the real magic is in the experiences you can have. You can talk to a local shop owner and learn about their craft. Have dinner with someone you meet and hear their life story.
Those are the moments that make travel meaningful. Not just seeing famous landmarks, but connecting with people. English makes those human connections possible.
And safety. Let's be real about this. If you're in an emergency, sick, lost, or in danger, being able to communicate clearly could save your life. English is the most likely language someone will understand.
Tour guides, even in non-English countries, often speak English, so you can take better tours, ask deeper questions, learn more about the places you visit. Your travel becomes educational, not just recreational.
Plus, practical things like reading menus, understanding signs, booking accommodations online. When you can do these things independently, travel is less stressful and more enjoyable. You feel capable.
All right, benefit number 5 was entertainment and culture. Let's explore why this matters beyond just fun. Culture shapes how we see the world.
English language culture, whether American, British, Australian, or global English content, dominates media. Understanding it helps you understand global trends, values, and conversations. You're culturally literate.
And this affects business, too. If you're negotiating with someone from the UK, understanding British humor and communication style helps. If you're marketing to Americans, knowing American culture through their media gives you insight.
Movies and TV aren't just entertainment, they're windows into how people think. You learn idioms, body language, social norms, things that textbooks can't teach you.
And podcasts. There are millions of podcasts in English on every topic imaginable. You can learn while commuting, exercising, doing chores. It's education disguised as entertainment.
Books in English open up literary worlds. You can read Shakespeare in the original language, enjoy modern bestsellers as soon as they're released, explore genres that might not be popular enough to translate. The library available to you expands massively.
Stand-up comedy is another one. Humor is deeply cultural, and English language comedy helps you understand both the language and the culture. Plus, laughing while learning makes the process enjoyable.
So, entertainment isn't frivolous. It's actually one of the best ways to improve your English while doing something you enjoy anyway. You're learning without it feeling like work.
Now, cognitive benefits. Number 6. We said learning languages is good for your brain. Let's talk about why this matters in everyday life.
Bilingual people are better multitaskers. Their brains are used to switching between languages, which trains them to switch between tasks more efficiently. This helps at work, at home, everywhere.
They also tend to be better at focusing and filtering out distractions. Because learning a language requires concentration, your brain gets better at sustained attention. That's a skill that helps with everything.
Problem solving improves because you learn to think flexibly. When you can't find the exact word in English, you learn to explain it differently. That creative thinking becomes a habit.
And memory. Using a second language regularly keeps your memory sharp. You're constantly recalling vocabulary, grammar patterns, expressions. It's like a workout for your brain.
Research even suggests that bilingualism can delay Alzheimer's and dementia by several years. Your brain builds more neural connections, creating a cognitive reserve. That's a long-term health benefit.
So, when people say, "I'm too old to learn English," they've got it backwards. Learning English as an adult is one of the best things you can do for your brain health. Age isn't a barrier. It's a reason to start.
Exactly. Your brain stays plastic throughout life. It can form new connections, learn new patterns, adapt. You just need to use it.
Finally, benefit 7, personal independence. This one might be the most empowering. Let's talk about what independence really means here.
It means you're not waiting for someone else to help you. You can read signs, fill out forms, understand instructions. Small things, but they add up to autonomy.
When you travel alone, you can handle everything yourself. When you need to research a health condition, you can read medical websites in English. When you're making a major purchase, you can read reviews and compare options.
It's about agency. You make informed decisions because you have access to information. Nobody is filtering what you know or controlling what you see.
And in professional settings, independence means you can represent yourself. You don't need a colleague to speak for you in meetings. You can negotiate your own salary, present your own ideas, defend your own work.
There is dignity in that. You're seen as capable and professional. Language barriers often make competent people seem less capable than they are.
English also gives you independence in how you learn and grow. You can teach yourself new skills without waiting for content to be translated. You control your own development.
And emotionally, there's something powerful about knowing you can handle yourself in English, whether it's an international business call, a conversation with a stranger, or an emergency situation. You've got it covered. That peace of mind matters.
So, independence isn't just practical, it's psychological too. You feel more capable, more confident, more in control of your life.
Now, we've covered all 7 benefits in depth, but Ryan, I think there's something we should address. What about people who feel discouraged, who've tried to learn English before and failed?
That's so important to talk about. First, understand that failure in language learning usually isn't about ability, it's about approach.
Most people use methods that don't work for them. They force themselves through boring textbooks, memorize lists of words, do grammar exercises they hate. No wonder they quit. Language learning should be interesting. If you're bored, you won't stick with it. Find content you actually care about in English.
If you love cooking, watch cooking shows in English. If you're into fitness, follow English-speaking trainers. If you enjoy history, find English documentaries about periods that fascinate you. Interest drives consistency, and consistency over time is what creates fluency. Not perfect study sessions, just regular exposure.
Another reason people feel discouraged is they set unrealistic goals. They want to be fluent in 3 months. When that doesn't happen, they feel like they failed.
But fluency takes time. For adults, reaching conversational fluency typically takes hundreds of hours of practice. That might be a year or two of consistent daily effort. That's normal.
So set smaller goals. This month, I'll learn 50 new words. This week, I'll watch 3 episodes of a show without subtitles. Today, I'll practice English for 15 minutes.
Celebrate small wins. Every new word you learn, every sentence you speak, every conversation you have, that's progress. Stack those small wins over time.
And find your why. Why do you personally want to learn English? Not because your parents said so or because it's good for your career generally.
What specific thing do you want to do? Talk to your grandchildren who live abroad? Understand your favorite band's lyrics? Get promoted to a position you really want?
When your reason is personal and specific, motivation stays strong. You remember why you're doing this on days when it feels hard. That clarity pulls you through difficult moments.
Also, use technology wisely. There are so many apps and tools now. Language learning apps for vocabulary, YouTube for listening practice, ChatGPT or AI tools for conversation practice.
But don't let technology replace human interaction. Apps are helpful for building foundation, but real conversations are where you develop true fluency. Balance both.
And be patient with yourself. Some days you'll feel like you're making progress. Other days you'll feel like you've forgotten everything. And that's normal. It's part of the process.
Your brain is processing, even when it doesn't feel like it. Keep going. Trust the process. Improvement happens gradually, then suddenly.
All right, so we've talked about the benefits, the strategies, the mindset. Let's bring this together. What's the one thing people should remember from this conversation?
I'd say this. English isn't just a skill. It's a tool that multiplies every other skill you have. It amplifies your career, your learning, your connections, your experiences.
And it's accessible. You don't need expensive classes or perfect conditions. You need consistency, curiosity, and courage to make mistakes.
The benefits we discussed, career growth, educational access, global community, easier travel, cultural richness, cognitive development, and personal independence, they're all available to anyone willing to put in the work. Not someday, starting now.
And here's the beautiful thing. The more you use English, the more opportunities appear. It's not linear, it's exponential.
Each new level of English you reach opens doors you couldn't see before, conversations you couldn't have, jobs you couldn't apply for, content you couldn't enjoy, and those things lead to even more opportunities.
So if you're listening and you've been thinking about improving your English, this is your sign. Not to be perfect, not to sound like a native speaker, just to start, to try, to make progress.
Whatever your reason, career, education, travel, personal growth, it's valid. Your goals matter, and English can help you reach them.
Start small today. Change one setting to English. Listen to one song and try to understand the words. Read one paragraph about something you care about.
That's how every fluent English speaker started, with small steps repeated over time. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be to begin.
And remember, millions of people have learned English successfully. People who thought they couldn't, people who started later in life, people who had no support. If they could do it, so can you.
You already took the first step by listening to this podcast. You're investing in yourself right now. Keep that momentum going.
We hope this conversation gave you clarity about why English matters and how it can change your life. The 7 benefits we covered are real, proven, and available to you. Career opportunities, educational access, global community, easier travel, cultural engagement, cognitive development, and personal independence.
Each benefit builds on the others. Together, they create a life with more options, more freedom, more connection. That's what English offers.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We appreciate you being here and hope you found value in this discussion. Your time matters, and we're honored you chose to spend it with us.
Before you go, we want to let you know that we have many other helpful episodes on topics that can support your English learning journey and personal growth. If you enjoyed this conversation, you might find value in our other discussions. We'd love for you to explore them.
Topics like improving your communication skills, building confidence, creating better habits, and many more practical subjects that can help you grow. Each episode is designed with the same clear, simple English and thoughtful discussion you experienced today. They're all available right here on Easy English Talk Podcast.
Whatever your challenges you're facing or goals you're working toward, we probably have an episode that can help. Take a look at our other topics and find what speaks to you. We'll be here whenever you're ready to learn something new.
Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and believe in your ability to grow. You've got this. Take care, everyone.
Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to Easy English Talk Podcast. Bye for now.